Hello everyone, I'm Debbie Polachek. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be making this wallet here, and it's got a little gusseted edge here on both sides, a cute little snap, and an inside that you can put receipts, fold up some paper, whatever to put inside there, make like a little booklet. It has a little place for a notepad. This could be done with sticky notes instead. And it's got two pockets here that could be used for more receipts, bills, checkbook, whatever you would like in here. So those are those two pockets for that. And also has an area here that can be written with this Pilot twin marker. These are real good markers for writing on plastic. They write real clear and good. And all you have to do is erase it with alcohol. This paper, I was inspired by Stampin' Up's Designer Series paper to make this, and I am out of that paper, and I thought, well, let's see if we can make something similar. So I came up with this. We will have some links to videos of how to make the wallet more complete at the end of this video, and how to make the striped paper that I've used here. If there's anything that's in here that Stampin' Up! Doesn't sell, I have an Amazon link below. I would appreciate your orders from Amazon and or of Stampin' Up! If you need a demonstrator, I'd be glad to help you. So let's get started. We'll be using our stamp set, the painted poppies. And with the painted poppies, I made some masks out of this. This is the Avery removable ID labels, okay, and it's a big sheet of labels, and this is really great for making masks. Okay, in order to make the mask, I stamped 2 times this flower, and this flower. Okay, now in order to create the mask, on one I cut inside the rolled edges and one outside the rolled edges. So here we have one that cut away the rolled edges, and this one we have the rolled edges. So these are very good masks there, okay? But I did go ahead and keep these extras just for extras, because sometimes when you do masking you need a little extra to put on there. Okay, on this one I just cut, all I'm gonna need is this and this, which is this cut out. So all these are going to be for coloring, okay, and these are going to all be masked. Okay, now here's another one, and I just did the little inside area there of this little bud. And when I do my mask, I went ahead and cut inside, gave myself a area that I could go in about 1 inch, cut inside, and then taped it back. Leave a link below for some 5x8s that you can trim just like I have here. Or you can get some Post-it notes that's 4x6. It's a little bit short, but it's not that much to make a difference. It still would work real good inside this book. These are some snaps, some plastic snaps that I used for the inside to snap our wallet together. 2mm round elastic. I'm using a laminator and some laminator sheets. I've got 2 pens here. One's a twin marker, the Pilot twin marker, excellent marker, and this Micron 01 is going to be used. We will need some finger daubers and the ink that you choose. Okay, and blocks to do your stamping. Okay, now this is for the wallet itself. You're going to need, I took 2 sheets of cardstock and cut it to 6 5/8. And I found that I do like to cut my paper before I do the stamping because I can see exactly where it's going to be. Okay. Okay, so I have, so one piece has 3 7/8 by 6 5/8. That's the front. You can label that front. One piece that's 4 by 6 5/8. That's the back. Two pieces that are 2 inches by 6 5/8. That's the little pockets that'll hold the bills or the checkbook. This is the front flap. This is 6 5/8 by 1. And this is 2 small pieces that are 3/8 inch wide and they're 6 5/8 inch long. I also will need 2 more pieces that are 3 7/8 by 6 5/8. That's the pieces that make the little booklet on the inside. Oh, and we'll also need one of these pokey tools to put the snap in. That does it for the setup. So now let's get started stamping our paper for our wallet. Okay, these are the wallet, the bill cover or the checkbook cover or checkbook insert bills, whatever you want to use it for. And I'm going to use just that small stamp and stamp it over and over again. And actually I'm just going to color it with dark. I am using the colors Crushed Curry, Poppy Parade, and Mossy Meadow. And I will use the Poppy Parade in the dark. And I will be using Memento ink for the whole project. I'll put this so where it starts stamping is at the bottom of my stamp. See, in other words, I've put it off the edge just a little bit because where I put this down, I want to be able to get that where it needs to be. Overlamp the stamp just a little bit because it is not quite on the end, so that should be about right there. Okay. Take the brush in or the bullet in with the marker. I kind of thought the brush in went a little bit faster. And just put the red inside the poppies. If you want to leave a little bit of white spot, that is up to you. Kind of leave a little highlights on your poppy. But it's as simple as that, just brushing it on. You would continue doing that all over the red poppies. Stamping. This is the front. Now my masks are ready to go when I need them. So first of all, I'm going to stamp that big one. This is the panels go over here. So, and I'm going to color all my poppies red. And I'm going to put it about right here. Okay, went off to deal with that one. And now, do I want to cover one of these up and kind of go behind it? Let's do that. So I'm going to put my mask here. And I'm not going to be, this one, other one's not going to be in the way, so I'm good. So now that one's behind that one. And I'm going to tilt the other one the other direction. And where do I want to put it? I think I'll put it down here. This way. Okay. Now to do the drawing, and I will do my back side the same way. But to do the drawing, I'm going to take that fine tip marker and I'm going to see about where that center of that flower is, and I'm going to make a straight line down. Straight line down. It's that easy. This one, the center of it comes out like this, so the stem would be about right here. Now, this one will be coming out here, and its stem will come down here and here. Behind the flowers. Okay. Now for the leaf. The leaves looks like they kind of like to sneak behind the one, and I want my leaf, since I put the leaf on last, I need to put the leaf behind the, going behind the deal, so I'm going to tilt it up like that. And this one I'll put about right here, and looks like I need a little bit, I actually could use a little bit of a mask. So I'm just cut one of these that are a little bit long. Cover this stem up, because I don't want to, I want the mass, I don't want to stamp over the stem. So I'll just cover the stem up with this mask. Okay, now it's behind it. Go ahead and put another leaf right here. Let me use my little mask here. That's done. Like I said, we'll do the other one the very same way, the back. Now I'll do the, I'm gonna do the plaid on this part and this one, these two little pieces, and my long piece, and I'm gonna do it just on one side. We'll be seeing you back when we get those pieces done. Okay, I did my plaids. There's two things I learned while doing these plaids. One thing is, if you wash your hands, be sure and dry them off real good if you're doing it in between. You know, like if you want to wash your hands in between, you think they're too messy, you might get it everywhere. Well, don't do it unless you wash your hands real good. And because for one thing, this gets wet, and then when you get a blob of ink on that, then that makes a real mess. And I do not wipe it in between. I will wash this off. I just don't want to do it now because I'm going to show you something else. But do not wash this in between again unless you wash it, dry it real well. Okay. One thing I found that makes it a lot easier. See, like this one is not quite long enough. I had to do it part of the way. Make sure that I could see the whole line. These clips help tremendously to hold this, because you got to use a lot of pressure on the paper in order to do this. So if you can use the clips, that would really help you hold that till you get those stripes done. And I did do, you know, all three colors on that. They're all three colors that I used. And I just changed them with each way, then flipped it around and did the other side. And then when you get through with that line, you'll have to continue and put it this way and move it up so you can finish that. And if you do it, like don't go all the way to the top, it's best just to go feather it up and stop, even if you're a little bit short, so you can come back down and feather it back into there. Okay, use the marker on those. Now you can use water-based marker. You can even use your ink pad and maybe some ink, and with a little bit of a paintbrush, and get those on if you don't happen to have a marker. Okay, now we're going to be using the part that goes around the flowers. So we're going to be putting these two together. And if I get it on there a little bit crooked, it's not that big of a deal. Let me show you why. See on this, still very pretty. That's not perfect, but it still makes it very pretty. So if it's a little bit crooked, I just like to have a little bit of the white so it'll show up behind that background well. No matter what color I use, it will still show up well. Okay, so here I go with the red, the Poppy Parade. Get my sponge dauber in the red. And just go ahead and ink that up real good. And I'm putting it on there basically as heavy as I can, because I want those real good in red. And once that dries, that should be good. Do all the flowers and the leaves the same way by using the mask to cover the outside edges. The green one right now. Okay, so I'm going to get my Mossy Meadow Dark. I'm going to go ahead and put the bullet in, I think, because it's kind of juicy here. And do my stems and my little leaves. Do all the leaves and stems the same way. Fun part now, really fun part. I'm going to take a little bit of my green. See, I just got about that much on there. And some water. Now that's, I would say, 4 times more water than ink. And I'm going to get my stamp. This one right here. A little bit of the green went over there when I sprayed, but that's okay, because like I said, this is going to be messy. Now, if I go over a part, like for this instance, this red flower, and I want to cover it up at this point, I think I will. The little one I'm not going to worry about, but I'm going to go ahead and cover that bigger one up. I'm just going to put that green and just squish it all over the place here. Again, I want to cover my bigger one up. I'm going to do that to the yellow. I used a little bit more ink because I think I'm going to need it. Maybe a little less water because it's such a lighter color. Now I'm going to do the yellow, and if I want to cover up some pieces I can, and I think I will because I want my white edges to stay there if possible. And here I've got that extra piece here that I didn't throw away. I'll go put that here so I don't have to take it off each time. Now I'm going to go ahead and go over that. Okay. I'm going to try to leave some white places there. Okay, next I'm going to change off to this spotted stamp set here. And I'm going to use full strength of the red straight from the pad and stamp this in the background. The only reason I'm going to leave that on there to keep those places white. Okay, I think that'll be good. One thing I should have done when I was doing the green is doing this one too, but I forgot, so I'm going to have to start over with the green. Some red speckles on the back. Now we're going to clean that stamp off and give it some green, full strength of the green speckles on the bottom. Now again, if I wanted to cover up these flowers, but I'm just going to try to avoid them. Since that flowered paper is so messy on the back, I'm going to take some glue stick and use it on the back of that paper and glue some of that white, just regular white computer paper to the back of it, and then cut it out so it will look better in the back. This thin lightweight paper from buckling on you, so I'm going to go ahead and just put that, use that edges, two of the edges here. Take that one down. So the one is the widest is the back, so this one's a little bit wider, so this is the back. And I'm going to go ahead and write back on this because my pad will go on top of this. Okay. This one's the front. I'm going to flip it over, the bottom towards me, and I'm going to go ahead and glue with the thin glue all the way around these three sides. And I'm going to take one of my plaid and glue that one on all three sides. So I'll do that off camera. Now as far as laminating, these two plaids will be laminated together in one sheet, and I like to use clothespins when I'm laying things together like this. So I'll cut the laminate about an inch bigger than the width of this, which is at 6 5/8, right? So I'll cut it about 7.5 inches wide, trim off some of that laminate so I can do this, and can put my clothespins here and here. And it's also about a 16-inch apart. With the clothespins on each end like this, when you put it through the laminate, it will push it off. And so once it starts pushing it, you can go ahead and take those clothespins off, and then it come to the next one and just take those clothespins off as you run it through the laminate. Okay, so those will be together to make the little booklet on the inside. Okay, for us this is the front, the more narrow one. This is the back. We're going to laminate this just like this. At this point, if I want to erase the back, I can, but not necessary. Like I said, it's going to be covered anyway. And again, I'll cut my laminate, trim it down on the long, so it'll be like 7.5 inches instead of 8.5 inches, so about 1 inch off. Again, a 1/16 inches apart, 1/16 of an inch is between here and here, and here and here, and here and here. And I did round those edges off. So that's the order of that. Okay. Of course, you want to erase your pencil, any pencil lines, definitely from this flap, because that will be seen. So that'll be laminated like that. Pad here. I like to use the finger blade. So I'm going to take a cutting mat that I have. I got a brand new cutting mat. That's what I had these on. Oh, and I also have this black elastic. Oh, I forgot to tell you about that, how long it was. This elastic is, it's a 2 millimeter elastic, and it's about 15 to 16 inches long. Okay, now for this. I'm going to take this, and I'm going to mark 4 inches this way in 2 spots. 4 inches and 4 inches. And it's going to be by 6 inches, so I need to mark it in 2 spots. 6 inches. It's right below that line. Should be right below that line again. Okay. So how to cut this? If you get those post-it notes, you won't have to do this part. So this would be, so what I'll do is take that finger blade, and it is better if you hold it in your finger, I guess. I've got it screwed down pretty tight so it won't move on me. And I'm going to slowly just keep continuous cutting this till I get through all the layers. Slowly but surely. Okay, when I get through this, I'll come back and then I'll turn it around and do this short side off too. So when we'll Okay, at the end of this video, remember I'm going to go ahead and send you to a link to how to make this wallet. But right here is something different that I didn't do in the other wallets that I wanted to tell you about. I went ahead and put my pad in there. It's not glued in there. It could be. Well, let me go ahead and do that. I'll glue it with this Fabri-Tac glue. Link's at the bottom. It's an Amazon link. Make sure that it's the right direction. Oh, and I did glue a 4-inch piece by probably about 5 inches. 4 by 4 probably would work to the back here, just to decorate the top of it a little bit more. And I'm going to use quite a bit of this Fabri-Tac glue. This Fabri-Tac glue is great. It will hold lots of different things together, that even metal. So I'm just going to center that in here. Did I cut that 6 inches by 6.5? I think I did. Let me see. I meant to cut that 6.5, but this is exactly, yeah, this is a 6 inch. This is exactly how the post-it note will fit in there, so that's good. Okay. See, I want to kind of, I got this hope centered in the, this is to put my snap on. Center there. And I've got these pretty level here. And I want to go ahead and do it right here at this point. Do it now before I put the first snap in, so I'll know where the second snap needs to be. And I want to have that pad in there, at least in there, so I'll know about the thickness of what my wallet will be. Now I'm going to go ahead and put these on off camera. Now I'm going to put this in here. I'm going to use my black elastic. Okay, and I'm going to tie that kind of taut. Or not. But I'm going to tie it around the other way so it will be good and stay there. Check it, make sure it's down to stay. Trim the ends off. Leave that down to the center. Okay, that is our wallet. Oh, and don't forget, look on top right now to the video. I'll list the video to make the stripes and a video to make the wallet. So it's the more detail about the laminating and all the other stuff that you would like to see, and the cutting of the pockets on the other video. So you might want to watch that. But anyway, thank you very much. Bye-bye.